Vinicius Jr. is a player who, despite being loved by some and hated by others, always shows his leadership in important moments, especially with Real Madrid. He led a heroic comeback against Borussia Dortmund by scoring a hat-trick at the Santiago Bernabéu, securing a 5-2 victory after initially falling behind 0-2. Dortmund started strong. Nuri Sahin's Dortmund, with Sahin being the midfielder who barely played 10 matches in white, Real Madrid, came to the Bernabéu as leaders of the new Champions League in its league format, although their record in the Bundesliga was poor. They had many injuries and names unfamiliar to anyone who remembered the last Champions League final between the two teams. Gittens and Guirassy were the standout strikers, along with Malen, who scored the second goal. Mecha helped control the midfield, and with Gittens' goal, Sahin's team went into halftime with a 0-2 lead, which caused some boos from the stands. Not too many though, as the fans already knew what could happen on a Champions League night. And it did. Vini put on his hero's cape, and Madrid turned it around. The Brazilian number 7 called for the ball and carried the team on his back, displaying pure personality and talent. His character, which he's shown since he arrived in Madrid, might explain what was witnessed in the stadium. Vini always tries, even when things don't go well at first, and that's why in the 80th minute of any match, he keeps taking on defenders with the same strength, power, and enthusiasm as if he had just stepped onto the field. And his opponents, who suffer greatly every time they face him, end up hoping for the final whistle, realizing there's no way to stop the Brazilian star. In the 62nd minute, he started his goal tally, taking advantage of a perfect pass from Mbappé to slot the ball into the back of the net. For the second, in the 86th minute, he unleashed his right foot to place the ball right next to the post. And for the third, in the 90+3 minute, he evaded several opponents before finishing like the greats do. His post-match statements. After the match, Vinicius shared his perspective on the team's comeback. Believing in ourselves was key. We know that at home, with our fans, anything can happen, he stated. Speaking about his coach, Carlo Ancelotti, he commented, "He told me to keep it up, that I can always give more. I'm only 24 years old, and I want to stay at Real Madrid forever." We came into the locker room very quiet. We listened to the coach and said only one thing: if we score the first goal, we'll come back again. When asked about the change in the second half dynamic, he explained, "It's something normal. The coach always looks for ways to make the game easier. This is our competition, and we want to win it again." His performance brought back memories of Pelé. This comparison stems from the statements made on Real Madrid TV by the club's Director of Institutional Relations, Emilio Butragueño, one of the greatest players in Real Madrid's history, an icon of the 1980s, and a current board member under Florentino Perez. Butragueño praised Vinicius and compared him to the greatest Brazilian of all time after the fourth goal of the match. He reminded me of Pelé. It was a display that justifies coming to the Bernabéu. He advanced with such power and control, showing his physical strength. He has the clarity to decide where to place the ball and the technique to put it near the post. Butragueño stated, describing what was witnessed at a Bernabéu that went from total sadness in the first half to finishing with a blowout victory, where Vinicius reigned in every sense. If you're passionate about soccer and love staying up to date on everything happening with transfers, the latest news, matches, and memorable performances like Vinicius Jr.'s, subscribe to our channel to stay informed on everything going on in the beautiful game.